Hi everyone, so today I thought I would show a few of my favourite record pickups that I've gotten over the years. This is kind of a video response, and I thought it was like a perfect time to do this because yesterday I got some really good second-hand records out of my local charity shop, which is just a minute's walk from me. So yeah, I thought it was a great time to do it. So first off, I've got Tomorrow Comes the Day by Gorillaz. This was like the first thing they ever released, and it's a very short EP from them, done about a year before the first album. And yeah, I'm not sure exactly how rare this is. I've seen a few copies on Discogs for sort of £80 to £100, but I think quite a few people must have this. But obviously this was printed quite a while before Gorillaz sort of became like one of the biggest like alternative artists in the world. So I think it's sort of a rarity, but it's got the Tomorrow Comes Today, the single, which has got a really cool music video, and it's got Rock the House and Latin Simone, the English version, and 12D3, which was like a B-side from the Phase 1 era. So when Latin Simone appeared on the first album, it was like a Spanish version of the song featuring, I can't remember his name. Anyway, it had a guy on it doing the whole song in Spanish, but it wasn't like a translation. I think the lyrics that are in Spanish were like like having a conversation with the lyrics that are in English on this version, so it's kind of interesting. But I really like the version with Damon Albarn singing, and to have it on vinyl is just amazing, because it's quite a rare track even online. A lot of people don't even know that it exists, but I think I probably like it equally to the Spanish version. But yeah, I can't even really believe that I have this. It's just such a cool thing if you're a Gorillaz fan, to have quite an unusual pressing of something like this. It's never been reissued, but yeah, it's just a perfect solid copy. So I'm extremely glad to have it. I think I managed to get it for about 15 quid a few years ago, with a few pounds postage, so it was very affordable. Probably should have paid more for it, but I was pretty pleased to get such a good deal. So yeah, that's the Tomorrow Comes Today EP. Okay, we have another Gorillaz album now. This is Demon Days, the second album. What's special about this is that it is a first pressing from the UK, which is quite a sought after record. They made this, and then I don't think they reissued it till like 2017 or something. So it was like loads of people wanted this up until when they reissued it. But yeah, it's just a really lovely kind of solid pressing. It's like all of the artwork and the sleeve is it's just made of such thick card, and it's just really nicely produced and put together. And I love these still shots that you get of each of the band member. For someone that's such a huge fan of this album, it's just a fantastic way to own it. And yeah, it's weird seeing this so large, because I grew up with this album on CD, which is obviously like far smaller. So it's strange seeing all this artwork in such a large format. And yeah, it's got a really lovely gatefold on it, which of course is the same as all the reissues and that. And every song on the album has its own artwork, which I like a lot. Yeah, but this is definitely one of my favourite albums ever made. The collaborations on this album are just the best that it gets with Gorillaz, like Roots Manuva and MF Doom, of course. De La Soul and Feel Good Inc. I like how the songs are just listed as songs. It doesn't say featuring anyone, so it kind of implies that just for that song the collaborative artist is like part of the band, which I like a lot. Because Gorillaz isn't really, it's never like just a few specific people working on it. It consistently changes who's involved with it and who's producing and who's singing, and But yeah, luckily I think my brother got me that as a Christmas present a couple of years ago, and I think he managed to get a really good price on it, because normally it's sort of £200 plus. So yeah, it's absolutely fantastic having a copy of that, and it's a great pressing. The only strange thing about it is that the song Dare sounds really weird. It sort of sounds like it's sort of like ripped from the music video or something. It's got like a really strange, like compressed sound to it for some reason on that particular pressing, and I've sort of seen other people online saying the same thing about it, so that's a bit strange. Luckily I think my brother got me that as a Christmas present a couple of years ago. I think he managed to get a really good price on it, because normally it's sort of £200 plus. So yeah, it's absolutely fantastic having a copy of that, and it's a great pressing. The only strange thing about it is that the song Dare sounds really weird. It sort of sounds like it's sort of like ripped from the music video or something. It's got like a really strange, like compressed sound to it for some reason on that particular pressing, and I've sort of seen other people online saying the same thing about it, so that's a bit strange. Yet again, we have another Damon Albarn project. We've got Parklife by Blur. This is of course one of my absolute favourite albums of all time, and probably like the most nostalgic album ever for me. Like my earliest memories with music are more or less with this album. So this is like a 2015-16 reissue, and it's just like insanely good compared to like listening to it on Spotify or something like that. Like it's just so warm and rich and deep and just sounds fantastic. It's got a lovely gatefold with I think some of the chords and the lyrics for the songs, which I really like. But yeah, I just picked this up in an HMV in like 2016 when this was out, but it comes on this really nice sort of lime sort of colour for each disc. This album was originally a single, but it's subsequently become a double album because it's quite long, and they change a lot of single albums into doubles when they reissue them, just down to because of the compression and stuff like that. But yeah, this is like a lot of people. This seems to be quite a sought after record at this point. I don't know if it's just because of the quality of it or whatever, but yeah, the cheapest copies of this on Discogs are like 150, 200 quid for some reason, which I'm not sure exactly why, but maybe it's just something that a lot of people really want. This was one of the first records I bought when I started collecting records. I think I started collecting sort of mid 2015, and I bought this like January of 2016, so it was quite an early one in my collection. Okay, so now we're going on to the records that I picked up yesterday. As I say, this was probably a really good time to do this video because these are some of the best sort of value records that I've bought just throughout all my time collecting. So yeah, first up I'll probably show the best one. This is Imagine by John Lennon. I think this is an original 1971 pressing, although it could be like a 70s reissue or maybe even an 80s reissue. But the point with it is that it is just in absolute pristine condition, considering it was found in a charity shop. So you've got, hang on, let's get this out. Got the classic Apple label there, but I couldn't believe how good this looks. It literally looks like it's never been played, considering it's like 40, 50 years old. And I've given it a quick spin and it does sound fantastic. I haven't actually got my speaker set up at the moment, so I just listened to it through headphones, but just through that it just sounded really good. I'm not super familiar with this album, to be honest. I haven't really explored it before, but obviously I knew it was a classic, so that's why I picked it up. But another great thing about this is that it came with its original poster. Someone I know has actually also got this poster and they've got it framed, which I might do. It's just a really, really cool photo of John Lennon at the piano. I don't want to, I'm just trying hard not to crease this up. But yes, considering this is like 50 years old. It's fantastic that all the original parts are still with it. And it's also got these little I think postcards or stickers or whatever they are of John Lennon, and he's sort of parodying the cover of Ram by Paul McCartney. And I don't know if it was supposed to come with two different stickers, but it just came with two of the same one. But yeah, that was £10, so I just thought it was a fantastic deal. I'm not 100% sure exactly what pressing it is and how much it would be worth on like eBay or Discogs, but from my point of view, just having you know, a perfect condition copy of a really, really good album with all the parts for £10 is just a fantastic deal. Because they obviously somewhat know what they're selling, because you know, most charity shops would charge like 50p or a pound for a record, and obviously £10 is quite a lot for a charity shop. But yeah, I thought it was a fantastic deal. And next up, I couldn't pass this one up. This was It's My Life by Talk Talk. This is literally just one of my favourite songs of all time ever, and this is the 12-inch mix of the song. And Talk Talk are just one of the best bands ever. You know, Mark Hollis was just like a complete genius. So you've got the 12-inch mix, which I had never heard before I listened to it when I got this yesterday. It's pretty interesting. It's sort of got different parts of the song sort of chopped up, and then there are certain sections that you hear a lot more than you do in just the standard radio version. But you've also got a B-side called Does Caroline Know? Which I guess is a reference to the Beach Boys song, and then you've got the 7-inch mix of the song, which is just the version that everyone knows that's in the music video. But yeah, I had to give this a little clean because it had a few little marks on it, but after doing that, it's pretty much a perfect record, and that was £5, so I was really, really happy to get that, because it is just one of my absolute favourite songs. So yeah, it would be brilliant. I don't actually own any Talk Talk on vinyl. It would be brilliant to get like Spirit of Eden and Laughing Stock and the whole album that this came from. I can't remember the name of it. It might have just been called It's My Life. But yeah, the artwork is so interesting with this. I love it. It's fantastic. Really, really great stuff. Okay, so this is the final record I got from that charity shop. They did have a few other ones that I sort of wanted to get, but I didn't want to spend too much money. They had Graceland by Paul Simon and an Ultravox record, so I might go back there at some point and see if they're still there, or if I can just find anything else. But this is the greatest hits of Leonard Cohen. I love listening to Leonard Cohen. He's of course, you know, one of the most famous songwriters of all time, and I love his first album. And there's a song of his that I really love called Avalanche, I think, which is just this insanely kind of amazing sort of plucked acoustic guitar thing with like all these strings, and it's just super good, which is unfortunately not on here, but this has just got loads and loads of, it's just got a lot of his most well-known songs like Suzanne and So Long Marianne, and just a lot of the really well-known ones. It came out in the 70s. I'm pretty sure, I mean, it might be an original pressing, I don't know. It could be a slightly later one. But yeah, I gave this a quick clean, and it's just a perfect record. Quite thin, as a lot of older records are. And yeah, this was exactly the same as the John Lennon one, just all the original stuff included, which I was just so happy about. You've got all the inserts, and there's a really nice little thing with all the lyrics on it, and I like this release a lot. I've wanted this release for years actually, and just never really got around to trying to hunt down a copy. It's he actually talks a little bit about each of the songs on the back, so it's got the title, and then he writes a little bit about it. But yeah, I spanned this yesterday. I only listened to the first side of it, but it sounded great, you know. Just really, really clear audio, really high quality. That one was also a tenor. But I was happy to pay that, because it was just in really pristine condition, and it's a record that I've wanted for a while. I'd love to buy more Leonard Cohen. I'd really like to get a copy of his first album, Songs of Leonard Cohen. And finally, I'll just show this one really quickly, because it's not particularly a standout, but I thought I'd just show it. I got this out of another charity shop, and this is Now 16. I used to collect Nows growing up, but I used to collect them on CD, but really, you know, most of the music on them isn't really that great. It's just kind of chart music. But I might start collecting the 80s ones, because they're just kind of a fun series to collect. Yeah, and there's, you know, for £2, there's probably going to be quite a few tunes on there that I'll enjoy. I mean, there's a few well-known ones on here. You've got like Tears for Fears and Erasure and Queen and The Best by Tina Turner. So yeah, there's a few that I recognise. I've only listened to one side of this so far, and I quite enjoyed it. Wasn't sure what the artist was, but I just sort of quite liked what I was hearing. There's a De La Soul song on here, which I'm interested in. But yeah, I might buy a few more 80s Now albums. This is the only one I currently own. So yeah, that was just some sort of standout vinyl record pickups that I've gotten over the last few years. It'd be brilliant if you commented some great pickups that you've gotten, or respond with a video. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching.